Hi friends. So today is day 3 of the 10-day mini shift fitness challenge. First, did you exercise? Did you move? Did you move your body on day 1? Did you do it on day 2? If you did, that's amazing and I am so proud of you. If you didn't, today is your day 1 and that's amazing too. Start today, because here is the thing. The purpose of this exercise is not, oh, did I do it? And I didn't, and now it's too late to start. It's never too late to start. If you have not started yet, start today. If you're telling yourself, well, it's a 10-day challenge, now I'm only going to do it for 7 days, that's way more days than you would have done it if you didn't start today. And you don't have to end just when the challenge ends. The intention of this challenge is to build some consistency. Allow yourself to start building that consistency today if you haven't already. I don't care what the movement is. Maybe you are doing 5 minutes of jumping jacks. Maybe you went out for a 30-minute walk. Maybe you took the clothes off the elliptical or the Peloton or the treadmill in your home and you're using it. Maybe you got yourself a gym membership for the new year and you're using that. It doesn't matter what the movement is. Do you know what really matters? It's not even the movement. It is that you committed to yourself that you are going to do this for 10 days and that you follow through on that commitment to yourself. Because here's a question for you. When was the last time you promised yourself that you would do something like this and you kept that promise? And I bet it was a while ago. And you know how I know? Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be here. This is not just about the movement. This is about you keeping your word to yourself. This is about you acting like someone who is worthy of giving themselves a movement practice. And I know you might not feel worthy of that movement practice. Remember yesterday in the video, I was talking about all of those negative thoughts, all those tomatoes growing in the garden of your mind. I know that those tomatoes are likely still there. That's okay. They're not going to be gone in one day. You don't replant and grow a new garden in one day, but it's the intentional, everyday pulling out the plants you don't want and planting what you do want. And yesterday, when I was talking about that, I said today we're going to talk about how to water and nurture and fertilize all those new thoughts you're planting in your head. This is it. This is how. I want you to think about it. So we were talking about the garden of your mind, growing these like rotten tomatoes, and we don't want those tomatoes in there anymore. All those negative thoughts. I can't. It's too late. Who cares? I'm not worth it. It'll never work. I'm not good enough. And ripping those thoughts out, just like you would rip out those rotten tomatoes out of your garden, and planting the seeds of what you want. If you want strawberries in your garden, you plant strawberry seeds. I want you to plant what you want to grow in the garden of your mind. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I can do it. I'm worth it. This is going to work. I can stick with this. I can do it. We plant those new thoughts. Now, like any garden, the new thoughts, the new garden doesn't grow in one day. It takes time, and it doesn't just take time. It needs to be nurtured. And yesterday I said we're going to talk about how do you nurture it? What is the water? What is the fertilizer? How do you give those thoughts sunlight? Well, if you think of an actual garden, we're talking about putting things in the soil, putting those new seeds in the soil. The water, the sunlight, all that stuff is outside stuff, right? That's not in the ground. That comes from outside. When I'm talking about staying consistent, about taking actions from you'll hear a lot of people say this, to take action from the place of your goal. That is the water, the fertilizer. When you plant the thought that says, I can do this for 5 minutes. Yikes. Let's try that again. When you plant the thought that says, I can do this for 5 minutes, and then you go do it for 5 minutes or for 7 minutes or for 9 minutes, what you've done is you have now watered that seed that you planted in your mind. You've put some sunlight on it. You have taken something from the outside, a physical action, to reinforce what you've told yourself on the inside. If you want to replant this garden in your mind, it is not just going to take telling yourself something different. It is going to take acting from the new thoughts that you have planted. And that can be anything from, I'm beautiful, and then you smile at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself you look good in what you're wearing, and then you move on with life instead of like overthinking it. It's saying to yourself, I can do this. I know I can do this. Instead of saying, oh, it's not going to work. It'll never work. Who cares? I can do it. And then going and doing it. You don't have to do it, whatever it is, in a huge way. If what you're saying to yourself is, I can run a marathon, it doesn't mean you have to go run a marathon, but it does mean you have to go out and at least walk a little bit. You have to move. You have to reinforce for yourself with your actions the thought that you put in your head. And I promise, if your thing is, I can run a marathon, and you go out and you take a walk and you're sitting here thinking, well, that's not running a marathon, so how is that going to reinforce it? Try it. Try it. And then come back and tell me if you don't feel better for it. Come back and tell me it didn't work. Come back and tell me I feel worse when I take an action that is aligned with my new thought. If I'm wrong, you come and tell me. But I've been doing this work for a long time. I have done all the research. I don't coach on vibes. I coach on science. I know what works, and I know that this works. And the only way you are going to know this is if you try it for yourself. So I want you to go and start thinking about not just replacing the negative thoughts in your mind with more positive, happier, loving, self-loving thoughts. I want you to start acting on them. Every time you catch yourself replacing a negative thought and putting in a new thought, take an action in that direction. Some of those actions will be big, like going and moving. Some of them will be small, like just putting your hand on your heart and smiling at yourself and taking a breath. But it doesn't matter what it is. It is an action that comes from your new thought. Go try this today and let me know what happens.